As temperatures push into the upper 90s, HVAC companies are getting slammed with calls. Our Cassidy Fury tells us why air conditioners struggle in extreme heat, what you can do to prevent a breakdown, and how crews stay safe while working in dangerous conditions.
When it's scorching outside, your home's AC isn't just cooling the air. It's fighting a constant flow of heat trying to get inside.
A lot of sun, a lot of heat. Heat likes to go where it's not, so if you have a cool spot in your house, that's where it's all absorbing into.
And that longer runtime means more wear, especially if airflow is restricted. Daynart says one of the simplest ways to help your system is also one of the most overlooked. Change the filter, even if you think it's still fine.
Especially while we have this hot weather, give it the best opportunity to run by changing out the filter. Even if it's already been replaced here recently, it's just easy breathing. It's all a benefit for the system. So
he also recommends a professional maintenance check at least once a year, washing the coil and inspecting key components before the peak of summer demand hits. But even a perfectly functioning system has limits in extreme heat. Daynart says many people don't realize that on a very hot day, your unit may only be able to cool the home about 20 degrees below the outside temperature.
Another thing that not everybody connects with is when you have 98 degrees outside, your system typically, this is an average, can only drop the temperature in the home by 20 degrees. So if it's 98, you should expect your thermostat to rest somewhere around 78 degrees. Turning it down doesn't make it cool any harder. It can cause the system to overwork because it doesn't pause for a moment, so you want to give it an achievable goal.
While customers try to stay comfortable, the techs making repairs are also working in punishing conditions, often in direct sun or in cramped attics where temperatures can be even higher.
Hydration is key. We encourage all of our guys, customers and technicians alike, take some time to rest, recoup, get in a car, cool down in the vehicle. We provide our guys during this really hot season with some electrolytes, Gatorade, things of that nature. And then just first and foremost, we train pretty heavily on knowing and identifying when there are some dangers involving heat stroke and exhaustion.
Daynart says if you notice ice on the unit, weak airflow, or the system can't keep up like it normally does, it may be time to call a technician before a small problem turns into a not cool emergency. Reporting from Parkersburg, I'm Cassidy Fury with WTAP News.